when it comes to the long-term planning, the 10-year vision, and beyond, when you set out 20 years ago, starting with these 12-week years, what was your vision then? And then how does that compare to now after all these 80 12-week years?
You know, as I look back on most of the personal stuff I've done, not done, it's not over, but I've got the kind of relationships I want. I've got, especially my wife, I love where we are. So that's all happened. I think the one thing that I haven't done as much as I would have liked would have been to travel. I love to travel, and I've done some traveling. I lived in Europe for a while. I've done some things like that, but I need more travel in my life, and I've got to find a way to do that. But basically, my personal life is right. I mean, I'm good. I'm in good shape. I'm in good health. Those are all things I wanted to have. Money was never a big deal for me. It was just the freedom that money bought, and so I feel like I've got the freedom I wanted.
Mhm.
In terms of some of the more businessy things, the book was a completely unvisioned thing. That's the thing that happens, right? You have this vision, but the world does something you didn't anticipate. Like it takes a book you wrote in 12 weeks that you thought you might sell 50 or 100 copies of, and it turns into a New York Times best-selling book. And you sell hundreds of thousands of copies of it, and all these clients come to you, and this conversation we're having today, is all from
Mhm.
them. So I can't say that I anticipated that 20 years ago. And so we've adapted to that. And that's sort of like there's this dance between what I want and what the world and universe kind of gives me. And
Yeah.
and that's kind of how my visions kind of come up. It's like, oh, okay, this makes sense. And so I didn't see the end from the beginning, but had I not had the vision, I don't think I wouldn't have what I have now. Right. I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at now, because sometimes you're negotiating with the world. Like, oh, that's better. I like that more. I
Yeah.
think I'm going to do that. Does that make sense?